Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Amber, and for those who have been to my channel before, welcome back. So of course today's topic is going to be a little different. Of course, if you see the title, then you already know. Of course, it's about the single life. Just want to say, heads up, I don't mean to offend anybody. I don't want this video to, or anyone to feel like this video is offending anyone. But I can only speak the truth, my truth. So, hopefully maybe this video helps somebody. That's awesome. If not, I'm sorry, but gotta speak the truth. So, on that note, let's get started. Okay, so the reason why I'm making this video is because I've been asked a lot as to why I'm single. So I guess you could say this video is kind of like just to clear the air and clear things up. Pretty much, let me just say this. Me being single is by choice. I'll give a little backstory to why I feel the way I feel. Hopefully this video makes sense later on down the line. I won't be throwing out names or anything like that. I'll just give a little backstory to it. So basically, I reconnected with somebody who I've known for years. And, I felt like, or I thought that this was just a second chance for us, but it turned out it was not. It turned out he was not being true or honest with me. It's kind of sort of like a manipulation type of thing going on, and I wasn't okay with it, so I dismissed the second chance relationship, I guess you could put it. But I'm good. That just goes to show you, and that's just a lesson that you really don't know. You can know somebody, but when there's so many years in between, or forever, how long, you really never know somebody. That person, people change. So, they 9 times out of 10, they won't be that same person you once known. So in my eyes a lot. And like I said, I'm good. Did it hurt? Of course, because like I said, I've known that person for so long. So I thought things would be cool and good, but it turns out it wasn't, and it's okay, because like I said, things happen for a reason, and God puts people in our life. Either they're going to be a blessing or a lesson. Turns out he was a lesson. So, moving on. But, from there on, like I said, being single is a choice for me. And not only that, but I have a child. So, I have to be very careful. And that goes for anyone out there who has kids. When it comes to relationships and, being single and things like that, you have to be very careful, because we don't want to have to keep bringing different people into their lives. So it's kind of like picking and choosing our battles. And that's what I am doing when it comes to relationships. And for me, I guess I was affected, but not as much, because I know that there's somebody for everyone out there. And for me, I know that I know my worth. I know what I can give. And I feel like I'd rather be single than to be with somebody under false pretenses, or feeling like they have an agenda, or they're not going to be honest or real with me. Because I feel like if you're over the age of 18, let me make this clear, I would never date somebody younger than me. I'm just being honest. I'm just saying. Once you hit the age of 18, you're considered an adult. Doesn't mean you always act like it, but I'm just saying, if you hit that adult phase, you know, I feel like it's time to, you know, grow up and know what you want out of life or in a relationship. It's not fair to like string people along or make people feel like you're there, you want to be with them. So for me personally, I just feel like when you hit a certain age, it's time to leave the games, and I'm not gonna say the word, but I'll initial it, the BS behind. You know, it's not genuine. You know, it's not reciprocated. Because I know for me, I take my relationship seriously. So when I'm with somebody, if I can be real with you and be honest with you, I expect the same back. You know, I want to be with somebody, and we should all want the same thing. You know, we should all want to be with someone, but I'm going to speak for me. I know I want to be with somebody who's honest, who's genuine, who's caring, and who can understand and accept the fact that I am a mom. You know, my son is my main priority. So that's just me personally. We all have our standards or expectations. I'm not saying you should have your standards so high or expectations so high, because let's be honest, not everyone, nobody in this world is perfect, and if they tell you they are, they're lying to you. Nobody's perfect. We all have flaws, no matter how you swing it or want to look at it. So let me just say that if I offended anyone, sorry, not sorry, it's the truth. You know, and I feel like in this world, in this generation nowadays, the main thing that seems like is important is, drumroll, sex. Like that saying goes, sex got easier and love got harder, and I feel like it's true, which doesn't really make sense to me, because I feel like even when you're in a relationship, you can get that anyways. But I don't know, I guess me looking on the outside, I guess it's the thrill for some people of having to move around from one person to the next. I don't know. If that's what you do, that's your business. But for me, that's not what I do, you know. I feel like through the years, I've grown up and gone wiser, because I'll be honest, back in the day, I was all about boys. I mean, because I was young, so at the end of the day, that's just what I was about back then. But growing up, I'm getting older. I have a child now, so I've become wiser, and I've learned a lot. You know, I've learned a lot in the different relationships that I've been in, and you know, I don't regret not being in them anymore, if that makes sense, because clearly that person wasn't meant for me or for my child. So it's okay, and I want people out there to know that it's okay. You know, we deserve to be with someone that's going to make us happy and that's going to treat us the way we deserve, like I said in the other video in regards to relationships. So like I said, for me, it's single by choice. Now, do I ever time to time think about it? I mean, about being with someone or being in a relationship? Of course I do. I mean, I'm getting older, so you know, I'm at that stage where I do want to settle down, but I'm not going to settle, if that makes sense. You know, I'm not going to just settle for anybody. So, like I said, I do have expectations, and I will never lower them or lower them for anybody, just to make sure that they're comfortable. You know, so and like I said, my expectations aren't extremely out the roof. I feel like, honestly, I feel like my expectations are normal, just like anybody else. But like I said, I feel like right now, this generation, it's all about sex, and I guess, you know, getting it in, and that's just not what I'm about, and that's not where I'm at in my life. You know, I want to be with somebody who wants to be with me, and genuinely wants to be with me, and genuinely wants to be in my son's life and be there and treat us both right, you know, and vice versa. I don't want to have to be with somebody who feels like where I feel pressured into anything, you know. And I feel like that's where it's at in this world, to where it's hard to, it's like almost like a fear, but it's hard, because when it comes to relationships, because sex is so easy now, it's like you get that fear, like, and get that hesitation to where if you meet somebody, it's like you really wonder like that. And anyone can agree to disagree if you want, but let's just be honest. You know, we all wonder, especially the real ones out there who are loyal like me. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything like that. I'm not saying I'm not, but I can only speak for myself about how I am. Because for me, like I said, when I'm in relationships, I give my all, genuinely give my all. I ride for that person, you know, and I would want them to do the same for me. You know, I love hard and I care hard, and that's nothing that I'm ashamed of, because I'm not, and that's always going to be me. But I'm not going to just waste it on just anybody, especially somebody who doesn't deserve it and who's not worth it. But like I said, I feel like because that part has gotten so easy, you know, when it comes to relationships, because I know I do it, I'm not gonna lie. You know, when you meet somebody off bat, you're gonna think and, you know, hesitate, like, well, are they wanting to be with me for me, or are they just wanting to pretty much get it in and leave? Just being honest, just being real about it. So, and for me personally, I don't have time for it, and I refuse to deal with it. I don't have time for the games, the BS, the lying, the cheating. I don't have time for that, and I won't deal with that. So, you know, like I said, to each its own. And if that's you, if that's what you guys do out there, that's cool. But to the real ones out there, where you're male or female, I give you guys props and understand it is hard. You know, there are people, like, if you're like me, where you love hard, you care hard, you take your relationship seriously, understand it's gonna be hard, but also know that there's somebody out there for you too. You know, and I know for me, it's hard. Like, I feel like I've came a long way, because I used to, when I get hurt, it's like I put every guy in the same box. But I had to really learn and continue to keep an open mind that not all men are the same, that I have to continue to tell myself and continue to be positive, like saying, hey, there are good men out there that will treat me and treat my son the way that we deserve, and who will be there, genuinely want to be there and want a future. And it's not going to be just about sex. We're all grown, so I'm just going to say it. You know, so even with that situation with my ex, it actually happened a few weeks ago. So, no, a month ago. I just wasn't really ready to talk about it, but, you know, I'm good, so I can talk about it. And I don't feel guilty, because I feel like maybe we were just meant to be together back then and not now. And I'm good with that, and I'm okay with that, because I know that there's somebody out there for me and my son that is worth our time and our love. So I'm good. You know, I'm focusing on me right now and my son, and just looking at the journey that we have ahead. As you can see, you guys have been seeing on my page that I'm doing the surrogacy journey. So I have a lot going on for myself. So I'm not really worried about a relationship. I feel like when it's my time, when it's our time, meeting me and my son, then it'll be our time. But other than that, I'm single by choice. I just refuse to just settle for anything and anyone, because it's not just me anymore. I have somebody else to think about too. And anybody out there who has kids, you have to remember, it's not about us anymore. We have little ones to think about. So we just can't just hop into a relationship because we may feel alone, or we feel like we're at the age where we have to be with someone. And I just want to be clear. Do I want to be in a relationship? Yeah, of course. I mean, like I said, I'm getting older. I'm at that point where I do want to settle down. But do I need one? Do I need a man right now? No. You know, I've survived for so long, so I'm good. You know, if I have to wait, you know, to meet that right man, and again, like I said for my last video, I'm not saying anyone's perfect, because I know no one's perfect, but I meant the right guy for me, meaning what the qualities that I see in the man that I want, then I'll wait. So I'm not in a hurry. So it's all good. But like I said, I have my son means the world to me. He's my priority. So if no man can understand and accept that, and then he's not worth my time. He's not that person for me, and that's okay. So like I said, I'm single by choice. I feel like it's just so much going on in this world. Like I don't have time for it, and I refuse to deal with it. Like when my ex, the one I just recently talked about, I don't have time for that. And he's older than me, so I'm just saying I don't have time for immature, childish games. I don't do that anymore. I want to be with a real man who is about his business, has things going for himself, and I guess you could say on his real man stuff. I won't say the other word, but I'll say stuff. We should all want the best for ourselves and for our kids, because how they treat us and vice versa, that's how they're going to treat our kids. So we should want even better for our kids. So I mean, I just wanted to clear that up. And again, I don't mean to offend anybody if I did, but sorry, not sorry. But that's pretty much, like I said, I've been single probably now since then, probably a few weeks, which honestly, I feel like I'm at peace, because I feel like God showed me his true colors and his true intentions before it was too late. So I guess that's why I'm good and I'm over it now. So it's something I can talk about, and I don't feel guilty, because like I said, I know what I give and what I'm worth, and I know what I deserve. So to everyone out there, I'm talking to you real ones out there, to all you real ones out there, it's hard. If you're single, and especially if you got kids, just remember we got to think about them before we think about ourselves, and just hang in there and just know there's someone for everyone, and just don't settle. As lonely as you may feel, as hard it is, because I know it's hard, especially when it comes to like Valentine's Day and all these other days. Like even sometimes when I walk outside and it's like I see couples and I'm like, well, like really, like it just seems like they make it so easy, but I know relationships aren't easy. It's work, I get that. But as long as hard as it is, just continue to hang in there and stay strong, and just know when it's your time to be with someone, let God bring someone to you. Don't go looking for them. And I know that was one of my biggest mistakes, is before was always, I guess because I wanted to be at the time I wanted to be in a relationship so bad that I just went and gone looking for it before. Not recently or anything. I'm just saying, I guess that's why I ended up in so many bad relationships, because I guess at that time, I won't lie, like it can get to you being single so long, especially as you get older and you're ready to settle. It gets to you, because it's like, well, I'm tired of being alone. But trust me when I say, when you go looking for it, it does not work out 9 times out of 10. Now, if it worked for you, if you're out there and it worked for you, I'm happy for you, and I wish you guys all the best. But I learned, I think my past relationships were like a lesson to me. Like, just don't go looking for it. Let God bring that person to you, because only he knows who's right for us. And I guess that's why those other relationships worked out so good. So it's hard, but we gotta just hang in there. Like I said, and even if you don't have kids and you're single, just hang in there. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be challenging, especially as you get older. But I feel like in the end, it'll be worth it when God brings that person that he knows is right for you into your life, because then you won't have to question and you won't have to worry, because it's going to be that person that is not going to pressure you, that is going somewhere in life, that is going to treat you the way you deserve, that's going to be there and accept you, flaws and all. And if you have kids, they'll accept your kids, maybe even as their own at some point, you know, and lead them down that right path, and just treat you guys the way, both you guys, the way you deserve, because that's what everybody deserves. Everyone deserves happiness. So just try not to go looking for it as hard as it can be. Trust me, that's why excuse me, I just had to learn. But, you know, I feel like at this point in my life, again, do I want to be in a relationship? Of course I do, but do I need it? No. And I'm happy, like, I'm good, I'm happy, I got so much going in my life, I'm blessed. And, you know, I have my son, and like I said, when it's my time, it's my time. When it's my time to give my heart to someone, and my love and my care and everything that I know that I can give to that person, then I'm ready and I'm here. So, future husband, if you're out there, I'm waiting. Oh man, but like I said, I don't know, I guess sometimes, I know we all wish sometimes we can just somehow just, I don't know, God just tells us, like, there's just a way for us to just find out automatically who we're supposed to be with. But that's just our plan. It's not God's plan, you know. And I learned that I have to follow his plan if I want to be happy, if I want my son to be happy. And it can't be on our time, it has to be on his time, because only he knows when the time is right for us and when it's time for us to settle, but with the right person that he knows is going to be there for us and right for us. So like I said, this video is not just for single people out there who have kids, but to anyone out there who's single. It's a struggle. But I know, and I want you guys to know that waiting is hard, but it's well worth it in the end. Sometimes you just got to go through so many toads and frogs and dogs just to finally meet your prince. And again, for those out there, and I'm talking to you guys, to you real ones, like, I feel the pain, I understand, but we just gotta hang on, because we know what we're worth, and we know that we are diamonds in the rough. So just remember that and hang on to that, and know that you will not be single forever. Okay? So that's pretty much my video tonight. So it's actually late over here. It's like 10:47, but it's something I wanted to get off my chest. So, and to you people out there, the ones, I won't even call you fake, but to the ones out there that want to play and continue to play, do me a favor, do yourself a favor, and do all these other people out here who are like me, who love hard, care hard, and will ride for that person. Just do us a favor and separate yourself. Don't even look our way. You know, don't waste our time. Because if you feel like you still want to play, do what you got to do. Nobody's judging, but don't bring that into our lives or somebody's life who deserves better and who's not about that life. You know, to each his own, to everybody, but just don't do it, because it's not fair. It's really not. You know, if you choose to play, that's your prerogative. That's what you want to do. That's cool. More power to you. But just try to respect those who actually want a real relationship and a healthy relationship. I wanted to add just a little tip. For those who are single out there, just remember, just think of it as God's giving you that opportunity, preparing you, molding you into making you into a better you, just giving you that chance and that opportunity to better yourself, to focus on yourself, and kind of, I guess, in a way to learn about yourself, especially if you've been in relationships, toxic relationships for so long in your past, that like me, that's tend to the only thing we've really ever known and been around. So, it could take a toll on us, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. So, being single, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It just gives us opportunity to kind of detox ourselves, our minds, our bodies, our spirits for when that next person comes along, our next and final person comes along into our lives, which is kind of like a fresh start, a new slate, to where when we do start that next journey in our love life or in our relationship with that new person, we're not bringing all that toxic negativity from our past into our new, because it it can mess things up. It's kind of like sabotaging something that is brand new to us, you know. And the reason why I also say not to rush into, because if you're still, kind of dealing with past relationships or toxic relationships, you're not fully out of the woods with that, you're still dealing with it, and then imagine meeting somebody new and going into that, it can make things really hard and complicated, because you're trying to deal with one thing and trying to build another. So just remember, being single is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just God giving you, again, the chance to learn more about yourself and to find yourself and to focus on you and to do you for a bit until He knows that you're ready to take on another relationship, which of course is work. No relationship is perfect. So, like for me, like I said, I'm happy, but I also know that and see that me being single is because I'm not gonna lie, I have only known toxic things when it came to relationships. That's the only thing I've ever been around. It's the only thing I've ever known and learned. So that's something that has stuck with me personally. So I take me being single right now is not a permanent situation. It's just temporary for me to get myself together and to be able to focus on me and my son and do things that I have to do for me, and to be able to detox all that negativity from me and, be able to put all that stuff, that toxic stuff, and the things that my exes have done to me in the past, and to leave it there, and to make sure that once I'm ready to get into a new relationship, that I'll be able to focus clear on that, have an open mind, and I won't carry all that, I guess you could say, bad baggage into my new one. So just think of it as that way. Like I said, it's hard, but just know it's not a permanent thing. It's just a temporary thing. So just try to take advantage of it. And I know it might seem long and hard because it might take months or days or weeks or maybe even years until you meet that right person that God has in store for you. But just remember, trying to do it your way is only going to end up in even more heartache and heartbreak. So, and I've learned that. So I know that I have to allow God to take control in that part. That way I know that I'll be okay and I'll be happy in the long run. So, just take advantage of just trying to focus and do things that you need to do and be happy in life. I wish everyone in the world the best, and God bless you guys. And if you like this video, please, please, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up. You guys are more than welcome to leave comments. Hopefully I don't want any negative comments, because like I said, I'm not trying to offend anyone, but I'm sure somewhere in this world is someone gonna get offended. But, and I don't mean to be mean, but I guess you could say if the shoe fits. So if it offends you in that type of way, I'm sorry, but I mean, all I can do is just be honest. So again, I love you guys. You guys have a blessed night, or if it's morning wherever you are watching this, good morning, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.